Here are 9 things to know before moving to Phoenix, Arizona. Your 2026 relocation guide. I'm originally from Buffalo, New York, and then I moved to Florida and now Phoenix. And here are 9 things that I wish somebody told me before I got here. And number 7, no one believes me until you're standing in it. Let's go. Number 1, the heat. Everybody's afraid of it, and if you haven't been here, this is what I tell everybody. Come in the summer to see if you can tolerate it, and if you come any other time of the year, that's when you're going to fall in love with Arizona. Phoenix area specifically, because there's northern Arizona and other parts of Arizona that do not get as hot as Phoenix. But for Phoenix area, come check it out. Also, do not be afraid of it, but be smart about it. Many people try to go hiking, especially if they're not used to it, and that's when you see all the helicopter rescues, etc. People who aren't used to it try to hike in the heat or walk in the heat when they're not used to it. You have to adapt, know the limits, and also know how fast it gets really hot. The temperature climbs just like that within minutes, especially in the summer. So lay off hiking in the summer, etc. These are the limits. These are the things that you're going to talk to locals and get to know, but don't be afraid of the heat. This is what we deal with it because the rest of the year is absolutely fantastic. And some of us love doing some things in the summer outdoors, depending what activities you do and how long you're out there. It will wipe you out. Be cautious. Also, and the standing joke is, but it's a dry heat. It is a dry heat, and that does make a difference. Me, like I said, coming from Buffalo, then Florida, where it's extremely humid, to here, I did not realize how much I would enjoy that difference. Coming from Buffalo, New York, originally going to Florida, all I cared about was palm trees and heat. That was it, and sunshine. Then coming from Florida to Arizona, I can now appreciate the dry heat. It's all what you prefer, so that's also something to keep in mind with the heat in Arizona. I personally love a mix of both. In the summertime, we get monsoon season in July usually, and it feels humid. It feels way more humid than we're used to. Some people hate that, some people love it. So something to think about if you prefer dry heat or humid. Also, once you get used to living here in the heat, you get used to just doing things very early in the morning or late at night, usually not in the middle of the day. So people who play pickleball, for example, or golf will try to go very, very early or later at night. But sometimes in the middle of June, July, August, it can be 100 degrees even at night. Like the lowest temperature that it gets to is 100 degrees. So all things to be mindful of, not to be fearful of. And in the summertime, what many people do is go up to areas like Prescott or Sedona, Show Low, etc., the White Mountains. Northern Arizona is an escape from the heat. It's quite degrees cooler, usually 15 degrees cooler at least than the Phoenix area. So it's a reprieve from the heat here. Number 2, monsoon season is an actual event and nobody warns you. You've got dust storms, haboobs, flash floods, and they come out of nowhere. They really do. Dust storms form out of nowhere and they dramatically reduce visibility. So it's dangerous if you're driving, and a lot of flash floods can happen. So again, these are not things to scare you. They're just things to be aware of, especially if you're driving during one, and the things that you should know what to do. And here's a driving tip if you're in a haboob, which is a dust storm that you will see suddenly coming out of the blue. If you keep your lights on, people are going to think that they're following you and they're going to follow your lights. So if you keep your lights on when you're pulled over, that's dangerous. So keep your lights off. People won't follow you that way and they won't think that you are driving. But pull over if you can, definitely, and turn your lights off. Number 3, there's no daylight savings time here ever. So while the rest of the country is finally starting to catch up and trying to vote to do away with daylight savings, Arizona has been this way. So there's no trying to adjust twice a year. It's more of an adjustment when you have family back home and trying to coordinate with their times and what time it is there. Number 4, depending where you live, you're most likely going to have to deal with an HOA. Almost every master plan community in the East Valley, Gilbert, Chandler, Queen Creek, Santan Valley, all have HOA communities, master plan communities. Some people love an HOA and some people can't stand it. It does cover a lot of the common areas, maintenance, etc., the pools, parks, all the things. But with that come rules, and depending on the HOA, that's how strict the rules are. So it all depends, governed by the HOA. So the best thing is to just be aware of this and read the rules of the HOA before you commit to buying. Number 5, the suburb you pick matters more than the city. Gilbert, Chandler, or Queen Creek are nothing like Scottsdale or downtown. Many people think of Phoenix as one area, but it's a huge area with a sprawl of suburbs in it. So picking the suburb is definitely right, and getting the vibe right for you matters. For example, Gilbert has a lot of master planned communities. Chandler is known for high-tech jobs. Queen Creek has more land. Santan Valley is the furthest out, the least expensive, and you can get more for your value there. It's still growing. So these are very quick examples, but the area matters. None of these are Scottsdale, which is nightlife, resort, older luxury, or downtown Phoenix, which is urban, condos, walkable, totally different lifestyle. Same metro, totally different worlds. Pick the suburb that fits your life, not the city name on the map. Tell me what you're looking for in the comments and I'll point you to the right one. Still with me? 6 through 9 are the ones that actually change your budget. Number 6, what your money buys is going to mess with your head. Depending where you're from is going to change the math. For example, if you're from the Northeast, you're not escaping home prices as much as you're escaping the tax bills and the winters. You'll get a newer house for similar money, but the real shock is the property tax drop and never shoveling again. If you're from the Midwest, your money actually goes further than the house itself, and you're buying sunshine and no lake effect winters. The trade is you're leaving cheap for value, and most people decide the weather's worth it. If you're from California, this is the group that can't believe it. What you sold for in California buys you double the house here with a yard, and your cost of living drops across the board. You're the buyer who wins the most on paper. The Pacific Northwest are similar home prices, but you're trading gray skies for 300 days of Arizona sun and a lower tax picture all around. You're moving for the lifestyle and the light more than the price. Florida and Texas, you already know the sun and no state income tax, so this is more of a lifestyle for you than anything else. It would be trading humidity for the dry heat. Again, a matter of preference. And again, coming from where I did, Buffalo, New York, and Florida, I never thought that I would miss gray skies or rain, but being in the East Valley of Phoenix, I crave and love when we get our rainy season and cloudy season. So again, it's all preference and what you're used to, but me personally, I love it, and I love the dry heat and the mix of getting both. This is why I love Arizona. You do get a mix of weather, and if you get sick of the heat, you drive up to the north. And number 7, the one I promised you, it is not all cactus and sand. There's a water lifestyle here that is so unknown. It was unknown to me until I moved here. You've got the Salt River, you've got the lakes, and there's green belts around. More so if you go up north, but there's so many neighborhoods where you will see a lot of greenery. I thought it was gonna be just completely brown and that's it, and there's so much greenery than what I expected. If you have not experienced the Salt River, it is a must. I'm obsessed with paddleboarding. I paddleboard all the time, but a lot of people go tubing or they paddleboard, but it is, to me, nature's Disneyland. You can see wild horses. There are so many different animals that you can see while you're out there. It is like nature's Disneyland. That made me fall in love with Arizona. There are also so many lakes. Up north there are lakes. So it's very active outdoor lifestyle if you like water, which again, I thought moving to Arizona was just gonna be all dry and desert, and no, there's a lot of areas for water where people are very active with fishing, etc. Once I discovered paddleboarding, it became a complete lifestyle and community. So when you find what your hobby is and what suits you, you're gonna find a whole community surrounded by it here. Number 8, the fear of the scorpions, snakes, and bugs here in wildlife. I had such an association with Arizona, Phoenix especially, and scorpions and snakes. We do have the most abundant species of snakes in Arizona. I believe scorpions too. Here's the thing, you're gonna have your bug guy on speed dial. As long as you get your house sprayed regularly, you should not have issues. The closer you are to the mountains, the more you're going to see snakes and scorpions, etc., and chance them being around. However, get your home sprayed regularly, and it should not be a problem, and you should be able to keep it under control. Also, the snakes, they don't want to harm you. Stay out of their way, they'll stay out of yours. You're also going to learn not to keep things planted in your backyard without facing away when you lift things, because you do chance some critters being out there, again, depending where you live. So make sure you don't want to do it facing you. So again, just be smart about it. If you're hiking, listen, don't have your headphones on high blast. Listen so you can hear things. You can hear a rattlesnake usually, but they don't always rattle. So again, not things to be terrified of, but things to be aware of. Not any reason by any means to keep you from moving here. And number 9, you can start your whole move here before you even fly out. How much of the search, financing, and prep happens remotely, and when it's worth coming back to take a look. And if you're thinking about moving here, this is what I do with people every week. And I put everything in a free Phoenix relocation guide. Comment the word Phoenix and I'll send it straight to you. If you want to see what your money actually buys here, reach out to me and I'm happy to connect with you and show you. Again, I'm Kristen and I'm here to help you with everything Arizona. So click subscribe if you want to see everything on living in Arizona.